So Spirit gave me some imagery about how life works, essentially. So they gave me the image of a train. And so the train is on the track, and you experience different things along the way. And how you alchemize the energy of whatever pain you have, even whatever happiness you have, determines which way your train is going to go when the track splits. We all have source within us, we all have divinity within us. We all have a choice to alchemize pain, whether that's SA, whether that's trauma from childhood, having to see domestic abuse, or whatever the case is, experiencing that for yourself. However you decide to transmute that energy, if you transmute it for good and maintain a pure heart with pure intentions for people, then you take one track. If you transmute that pain and use it for evil, then you go on another track. And what Spirit is saying is that once you get going, it's hard to stop a train. So, and I say all this because that's how people end up being walking karma. When you are walking karma, that is the I would say the demonstration of good things, bad things happen to good people. And a lot of times people can, interpret that like, oh, where was God? What was God doing when this was happening? Blah blah blah. But if you think about it, by the time walking karma comes into a person's life, they have wreaked havoc on people over and over and over again, and they think that they have gotten away with it, and they have not. Because when walking karma comes in, that is the person who chose to transmute that negative energy, pain, trauma into an earth angel, into being a ascended master, into being an enlightened being. And so when those people encounter others who repeatedly do people dirty and then they get done dirty, it always hits different because they are favored by the divine. When you intentionally set out to encourage people, do right by people, be a good person despite what you've been through, the divine elevates you to not just the highest level of consciousness, but the highest levels of protection, guidance, all of that, abundance. And so, no matter how long it takes for that abundance to come in. And I will say also that because we design our lives before we incarnate, most of the divine beings who are high ranking, ascended masters, enlightened beings, they have been this way, of course, since the beginning of time, through multiple lifetimes. They come in to clear bloodlines. And that's why, another reason why these beings experience some of the worst trauma and have the worst experiences in life, because they are strong enough to be able to transmute that energy into the best, most loving, most kind, most compassionate, all of those energies. They still have dark energy, though, that they can whip out when necessary. So it's not all love and light. And 9 times out of 10, when a person like this has to wield that dark energy in order to protect themselves, it's because they are protecting other people as well from this person. So if a an earth angel has to protect themselves in the natural, like and through legal means or whatever, it's because they're paving the way for other people. They are protecting people from future harm from this person. These beings know that they're so divinely guided and protected. There is no spell work, there is no evil eye, there's no negativity that they have to send anyone unless it is for the benefit of the collective. And I'm not saying that spell work is an option either way. I'm just saying that if you have to protect yourself from like a legal standpoint or speak up for yourself or whatever, that is for the benefit of not just you, but other people, primarily other people. Because your spirit team is going to handle that person on a totally different level. When it comes to the spirit, and when it comes to the amount of karma that that person is going to have to experience for now doing something to an earth angel, divine being, ascended master, it hits so much differently. See, when they were doing it to other people, the divine let them get away or think they got away with doing it to enough other people that they got comfortable with it. And then when walking karma comes in, that's when the hammer comes down spiritually. I'm not talking about promoting violence or anything like that. But when the spirit gets a hold of somebody karmically, that's in the mind. I don't wish that on nobody. Because anybody that's ever experienced depression or any kinds of mental strain or mental illness, you know that it begins and it ends in your mind. Everything. And when even you could just in your mind, you could just be like imagining that crazy stuff is happening over and over again and then it manifests. I'm trying to tell you that some of the most powerful beings that I've encountered have encountered me to have to receive their karma because they are some very powerful spiritual beings that have transmuted that energy and that pain and that trauma into evil. So, yeah, like that was a long one. Hope you made it.